Okay, we are live.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Isaac Murdoch. I'm from Serpent River First Nation. I am Ojibwe and I'm from the Fish Clan. And I'm going to say that in Ojibwe for you. Bam gijik indijnikas. Kinebeguk shabigaj wat don jaba. Gnoje and do dem. Anishinaabe nini and dao. And that's a traditional greeting in Ojibwe. And of course, I'll let Shannon introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. My name's Shannon Paul. I'm from Northwest Angle. And how I would say is Ninga Bewanong, Gizis, Indigenous cause, Moose Dodem. I'm from the Moose clan.
The Moose Clan?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest animal in the whole world almost, like second to an elephant.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger than a fish.
That's true. They're bigger than a fish. Actually, I have a story about a moose and a fish.
Do you?
It's actually really interesting. I'll tell you about it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So we have a couple of guests with us today. Dum 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 dum. We have Nenaboozhoo. And Nenaboozhoo is, for the Ojibwe people, is almost like Maui off of Moanda, like a shapeshifter, a trickster, like the creator of winds and mountains and those types of things, and always mischievous and getting into trouble all the time. And so this is Nanabush right here. But Shannon also has a little guest.
I have the incredible, powerful Nukamus.
Oh, wow. That's neat. And Nookamis is actually Nanaboozhoo's grandmother. And so, Ani, Grandma.
Ani.
Ani means hello, by the way. And Nookamis actually means grandmother. And so we're going to tell you a story about what happened a long time ago. And the story is about one of our foods. It's the creation story of one of our foods. And so we're going to tell you the story. Hi, Grandma.
Bonjour, Nenaboozhoo. It's so nice to see you. You haven't visited me in a long time.
I know I've been too busy hunting and I've been too busy just traveling the earth doing cool stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, come here. Give me a hug.
Aw. Oh, so nice to see you, grandmother.
It's nice to see you too. So I've been thinking the people out there are hurting.
They're hurting. How come they're hurting?
They're hurting because they're going hungry.
Oh my, what should we do? What shall we do?
Well, I want to put you on a vision quest.
A vision quest? What's a vision quest?
A vision quest is when you go somewhere where no one can bother you.
Oh, you mean I have to go into the forest all by myself for how many days?
For at least 4 days by yourself with no food and no water.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well let's do this.
You better be brave, my boy.
Okay, I can do this. I'm Nanabush. I can do this. Dum 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 dum. So Nanabush goes into the forest and finds a secluded spot by a lake and starts to sit there, just as instructed by Nookamus, the grandmother. And of course, Nanabush was seeking a vision to try to bring food to the people. And as he sat there on his vision quest, he stared at the sky. He stared at the water on the lake. He stared at the trees. And during the nighttime, he stared at the stars. And while Nanabush was on his vision quest, trying to figure out how to bring more food to the people because they were starving, Nookamus was also praying for the same thing. And so at this time, it was in Nanabush got his first dream. And his dream was this, that something came out of the water. It was like little people actually started to come above the water like this. And they start dancing back and forth. And so Nanabush dreamt that. And when Nenaboozhoo woke up, he looked at the water, and guess what? He seen little people sticking out of the water. And as soon as the wind blew, they started dancing back and forth. And so Nenaboozhoo said, I want to join you. And so Nenaboozhoo jumped into the lake and started dancing with these little people. Back and forth, back and forth. He danced all day with these little people that were sticking out of the water. Finally, nighttime came and Nenaboozhoo was so tired. Nenaboozhoo said, well, that was a really good day. I think I'm going to go to sleep. And Nenaboozhoo went to sleep. Well, when Nenaboozhoo woke up, he noticed that he wanted to go dance with them again. But he noticed that all those people were gone. But guess what was there? A whole bunch of wild rice. And the wind was blowing and they were swaying back and forth in the wind. So Nenaboozhoo grabbed some of that wild rice and, of course, ran all the way to Nokomis, the grandmother, and said, Nokomis, look what I have. Look what I found. This is what happened. And Nenaboozhoo told his grandmother the dream. And she said,
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you that you did this for the people. So what do we have here?
well, I believe it's a type of a grass. I wonder if this is what I was shown. Can we eat this?
Oh, yes, we can eat this. This is food.
Good.
And now I'm going to show you how to prepare this.
And so, of course, Nokomis started to prepare the wild rice that Nenaboozhoo brought to her. And I'm going to show you what wild rice looks like. I actually have some right here. I'm actually going to eat this like tonight
For supper.
for supper. And I'm going to turn this
So-
camera down like this.
Let's take, it looks like rice.
That
It's
is-
so good. And it's a super healthy food.
Yes. So that's wild rice. It's very, very delicious. It's healthy, just like what Shannon was saying.
And guess what? It grows in the water.
It grows in the water like a grass. It grows out, and all of a sudden, just like wheat, all these little husks start growing on top. It looks like wheat that grows in water. And that's our origin story for wild rice. It was from Nenaboozhoo, and
Nokomis.
so we hopefully you enjoy this story. But like every good story, there is always a good song. And so Nokomis,
Nokomis was so proud. She wanted to honor what just happened for the people. So what did she want to do? She wanted to sing a song for them.
beautiful.
So what did she do? She pulled out her drum and she sang a song to honor what happened.
I'm gonna dance.
Well, hey, hi, ya, well, hey, ha. Well, hey, hi, ya, well, hey, ha. Well, hey, hi, ya, ya, way, hi, ya, well, hey, hi, ya, well, hey, oh, ya, hey, ya. Wabenu in the quag in the noondua, Mino daggers in the quag in the noondua. Well, hey, hi, ya, ya, way, hi, ya, well, hey, hi, ya, ya, way, hi, ya. Well, hey, hi, oh, hey, oh, ya, hey, ya. One more time.
Hiya, hookah.
Well, hey, hi, ya, well, hey, ha. Well, hey, hi, ya, well, hey, ha. Well, hey, hi, ya, ya, way, hi, ya. Well, hey, hi, ya, well, hey, oh, ya, hey, ya. Wabenu in the quag in the noondua, Mino daggers in the quag in the noondua. Well, hey, hi, ya, ya, way, hi, ya. Well, hey, hi, ya, ya, way, hi, ya. Well, hey, hi, ya, hey, oh, ya, hey, ya. Woo!
That was really amazing.
Yeah, that song was really nice. And it was really good to sing that song after the experience that they just had.
Of course. So can you tell us about the drum?
Totally. So this is my drum. Actually, we share it. This is what the back looks like.
Oh my goodness.
And it's all created like this, like a spider web. This is the handle. And so someone took quite a while, making it. And it's made out of hide. It's super shiny because we put bear grease on it.
Bear
And we rub
grease.
it right around to make it nice and strong and shiny, because we don't want these to crack. If it gets too hot outside or inside the house, sometimes they'll crack. And the bear grease is so strong that it protects the hand drum. So this is my hand drum.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Where did you get that?
I was actually gifted it to by a handsome man.
Would that handsome man be me or Nenaboozhoo?
It was Nenaboozhoo.
Ah! It's such a beautiful drum, and you're such a great singer.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think while we're talking about drumming, maybe I can talk a little bit about a rattle. I actually have a rattle here. So I'm
Yeah.
going to grab a rattle,
I'll pass you the rattle.
and I'll pass you Nenaboozhoo, and I'll pass you Nookamis, grandmother. And this here, you hear it? It's called sheshiguan.
Sheshiguan.
Sheshiguan. And what that means, it means like a rattling noise. Sheshiguan. And the origin story of this goes back a long ways. They say that in the beginning of time, there was this wandering spirit in the stars. And this spirit had a thought. And the thought was to create a world. And so this thought went out of the spirit's mind. And of course, that spirit grabbed that rattle and started shaking it. And as that spirit started to shake that rattle, the world started to form and it started to create itself. And of course, that spirit went to the earth and told the people afterwards how the earth was created and gifted them this rattle. This very rattle. This rattle is 500 billion years old. I'm just kidding. But did gift the people a rattle. And that's how we got the rattle.
So that was the first sound that was made before Earth was made?
Yes, that was the very first sound. It was the shaking of a rattle.
Whoa.
It all started like this. And so we have songs that are rattle songs too. And I'm going to sing a rattle song. Now, I'm not as good as Shannon because Shannon is like the pro, but I'm going to sing and hopefully.
And I will try to help you.
Oh, that would be so great. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, hey, 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 way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, yo, way-ah, hey. Way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, hey-ah, way-ah, yo, way-ah, yo. Oh!
That was a great song.
Well, thank
It makes
you.
you really just, Want to wiggle.
It does. It just makes you want to like dance.
Yeah.
Like the wild rice was dancing.
And these songs are so incredible.
Yeah. So obviously music is a big part of our life as Ojibwe people. We love to sing, we love to dance, and we also love to do another thing. And I have it just right over there.
Ooh.
Now, I don't do this very often. This is a special treat. If you're getting to witness this, you're one in a million. What I have in my hand right now, you can't see it because it's underneath the camera. But what I have in my hand right now is something called a bibigwan. Bibigwan.
Bibigwan.
And no, it's not a bib that you wear when you're eating. It is actually a flute.
Wow.
And this flute has a little bird on top. And the reason why it has a bird on top is because we want to sound like a bird, basically. And a long time ago, say if you were, I don't know, you're a young person and say you wanted to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or something like that, you would sit there and you'd just play your flute like this.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden, if somebody liked you, they would come along and they would grab you by your hand and they'd say, that was such a beautiful song. And that's actually how me and Shannon got together.
Yeah, I just heard the sound and I just followed that beautiful sound.
And that's how me and Shannon got to be in love, was by the flute. Now, isn't that romantic? So the Ojibwe people, we come from a place called Shkakmakwe, which actually means we belong here on earth, but our ancient teachings tell us that we come from the stars. And our people here on earth go all the way from what is known as Quebec, all the way down to Kansas in the United States, all the way over to the mountains, all the way up to like North Lake Winnipeg, and all the way back over to here to Ontario. So where we live, there's lots of room. It's a very big place, and there's many Anishinaabeg people.
Mm-hmm.
And so where I come from a place called Nenaboozhoo, and Shannon comes from Northwest Angle. And how many miles apart are we?
We're about 3 days apart. So we are both Ojibwe, but I live 3 days away from where he lives. But we're both Ojibwe. And so we're both speaking the same language. It's just a little bit different.
Right. There's a little bit of a dialect difference. So, for example, I'll say Ani, which means hello, and Shannon will say
We mostly say boozhoo, which is
Boozhoo.
hello. And we say ani.
Ani, Ani. Very, very good. And so the Ojibwe people, they, of course, hunt, they fish, they're in the forest often, and they love the land, they love the old stories. And we actually live in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we live in the forest. We don't live in town. We don't live on the reserve either.
And the canoe is a huge part of our culture.
Canoe, Gmon, canoe. You see the canoe up there? I actually built that canoe. It's a birch bark canoe.
And that's how we would get the rice.
And that's how we'd get the rice, is by the birch bark canoe.
And how do we say canoe in Ojibwe?
Gmon.
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 And what it means, it's like it's kissing the water. Gmon. That's what it means. It's like it's kissing the water. And that's our word for canoe. And of course, that canoe is made out of cedar. It's made out of birch bark. It's made out of spruce roots.
Spruce roots.
It's made out of
Sap
sap.
from the tree.
Now, do we know how to say all of those in Ojibwe? It's made out of wigwas, which is birch bark,
Gijik.
gijik, which is cedar, gawandakbegyu,
The sap.
the sap. That's such a hard word. Gawandakbegyu.
Some of the words sound a little bit funny.
The gawandakbegyu always makes me laugh. It's like, hey, can you pass me some of that gawandakbegyu?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have a funny thing to it. Some of the words are quite long, like our names. So, for example, my name, Mazanapkinagego Anabe.
He has the longest Ojibwe name ever.
Can you say that? Manzanapkinagego Anabe. Can you say it, Shannon?
Manzanap Kinagego Anabe.
Hey, she said it. That probably means that she loves me because she remembered my name. That's so great. Okay, so we're so thankful that you're here, that you're with us. We only have a little bit of time left. And so I'm going to tell you another little story. And then after this story, of course, we're going to be saying our farewells, but not goodbyes, because I'm sure we're going to see each other again. But I'm going to tell you a story that I remember as a child being told to me. I was only about 7 years old. I was sitting around a fire. All of a sudden, these old people started to come out of the shadows and they started to sit around this fire. And of course, they'd tell stories. And this is one of the stories they told. I guess very long time ago, there was this Kokum, this Nookamis, like this. She had gray hair. And she wanted to paddle across Lake Huron to go visit her sister. And it was storming and raining, and it was just, the waves were big. And she was a powerful old lady, just like this one here. And of course, everybody in the village says, no, don't go. She said, it's going to be okay. I had a dream. I'm going to be able to paddle all the way across the river. Don't worry about it. Or across the big lake. And what she did was she grabbed a leaf and she put a little rock on that leaf on the shoreline and she left it there. She says, if anybody disturbs that rock or that leaf, the storm will return. But as long as that's there, wherever I paddle, the storm will miss me and I'll be able to paddle right across Lake Huron. Lake Huron is a big lake. It's one of the largest lakes in the world. She got in her canoe. She started paddling all the way across Lake Huron. Wherever she was, the water was as clear as glass. Just smooth. And she paddled all the way there, seen her sister, paddled all the way back after she seen her sister. And everybody was amazed because when they were watching her paddle across the big lake, they noticed that the storm was on each side of her. And that really worked. And that what happened a long time ago. And I believe that story. And the elders always talked about that. They said that this land is magical and that there's all sorts of beautiful things on this land and in the waters. And they always talked about the mermaids and the little people. And they talked about all sorts of incredible things. Thunderbirds. You know what a thunderbird is?
Well, the thunderbird is basically the clouds.
It's like the clouds.
And they give off rain.
Yes.
And they help things grow.
They do. They help things grow.
And so it's really important that we keep giving offerings.
What's an offering?
An offering is when we put some tobacco down on the earth and we just say thank you to the spirits and nature for giving us life.
That's such a beautiful thing.
So beautiful.
That's what we do all the time. So lots of times we'll give offerings of tobacco and food. Like, what did we do the other day?
The other day we ended up in a snowstorm.
Correct.
And we put some tobacco down and we sang a song to the winter spirit.
The winter spirit. Why did we do that, Shannon?
Well, we wanted to pray and most importantly, ask that everybody be safe during the winter. So we asked the wintering spirit to keep everybody safe and also to give thanks for the winter.
Yes, because the winter gives us so much. The winter gives the land moisture. It gives things a rest. It's when some of the animals get to go to sleep, and it really cleans and helps the environment. And so winter is very important. And so we went out there, we gave thanks. We did all those things that Shannon talked about, and it was fun. And we also put some fish too out there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so we had like a piece of birch bark with tobacco and fish, and we put it right on the ice.
So the birch bark was like a plate.
Yes, like a plate.
It was like about this size.
Yeah.
And then we put the fish on there.
Yeah.
And put it on the ice.
Yeah.
And we were really, really careful.
We were very careful. We were like so careful.
And then what happened after that? After we put it down and we sang a song, what happened after that?
It was weird because we get there and it was like blue skies. As soon as we started the ceremony and started singing the songs, this blizzard from the north came, just swooping into us. And it was just like...
And we were singing and this wind was blowing in our faces.
Like snow was getting in our eyeballs.
It was amazing.
And then all of a sudden, as soon as we're done, it was just like... It just disappeared. And the blizzard stopped. And by the time we got back in the truck and started driving down the road, it was blue skies again.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the most amazing thing. It was just super cool. Probably something that we'll be telling our grandkids one of these days.
Yeah.
Our great, great, great grandchildren will be so old. I'll be like this.
So I think the wintering spirit came and visited us.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. So with that, we want everybody to be safe.
Be safe.
Take care of each other.
Take care of each other.
Social distance. Wear your mask. And most of all, try your best to be happy and to spread that happiness around. Keep smiling like Shannon.
Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others.
Absolutely. And we will see you next time. So, Bama Pi Guab Min.
Bama Pi.
Bama Pi.
Till next time, everybody.
How did I become grandma? What happened?
Well, I guess.
Bama Pi.
Goodbye.